Welcome back to Shib Planet, everyone. This is Ace. Today we're going to do a price simulation. We're going to try and get our Shiba Inu ecosystem tokens up to $100,000. Now remember, this is just a price simulation, not a price prediction. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. Having said that, let's get right to it. I'm just going to take us to our dashboard, and this is our dashboard. This is currently the current amount of Shiba Inu ecosystem tokens I currently have. I have about 2,000 in Shib, in Leash, holding about 700, and it's about 2K in Bone. And this is just a visual representation of my holdings. And then over here, as I've said, that the target is going to be 100,000. And I've split that into separate targets of 30,000 worth of Shib, 20,000 worth of Leash, and a target of 50,000 worth of Bone. Total, all of it totaling $100,000. And here is the current total. And I've got some conditional formatting set up so that if I'm below 15% of my target, it'll be red, and as soon as I'm above 15%, it's just going to turn green. So clearly, we're not yet at our target because this is currently what I have, and yeah, I think that's good enough for information for us to get started. Okay, let's jump to, actually, before I get started, it's important to know that there are many ways to any particular target. One such way is you can just have one token or a combination of either and hold, and that's a common strategy which most people have. And then we also have, you could day trade, you could buy the dip and sell when it's high constantly until you get to your target. And then you could also use DeFi strategies such as Shiba Swap. So we're going to be using a combination of each, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, let's get started. We're going to go to Shib. So Shib currently, this is the current price which I've got it at. I'll see if what CoinMarketCap says. Okay, we're at 6238. I'm not going to change that at the moment because I made that just now and there was just a slight fluctuation. Leash, we're trading at 1470. I'll try and see what Leash is at the moment. 1550.45. Okay, so I'm going to adjust that on our calculator. 1550.7, was it? 1550.45. So I'm just going to adjust that. I'm just going to adjust the market cap. Cool. So now we are there, and as you can see, I've upgraded my calculator so it shows us the target right away here, and you've probably seen that move. And then I'm just going to adjust and configure our Bone calculator. So in order to get the price, we need to go to Shiba Swap. I'm going to go to Shiba Swap, and we're currently trading Bone at 3.2414. So I'm going to configure that 3.2414. And it'll adjust the current market cap. Cool. So looks like we are ready to go. Oh, one thing I need to do is also adjust the circulator. And in order to do that properly, I need to go to Etherscan. So I've gone to Etherscan. I've put in the Bone Shiba Swap contract, and it's showing me that at the moment we have 117 million tokens which have been currently minted. So I'm just going to adjust that. I did some preparation before, so I know that currently that's about here. So we know that currently 47% of Bone has been minted at the moment, so I'll accept that. So this means that that's our current. I'll quickly readjust the price. I mean the market cap. So that, yeah. So now that's our price is now accurate according to Shiba Swap, and we can start our simulation. Okay, cool. So it's important to know that when investing, it's always good to have a strategy, an entry strategy and an exit strategy. So our exit strategy is obviously our target of 100,000 and specific ones for each of these, and that's just good planning to have. So let's just see. So now that we are at Shiba Inu, In my view, there's two ways in which a token can increase its value, particularly Shiba Inu. There's internal factors and external factors, as I've spoken in previous videos. The internal factors, I should say, or at least the external factors which are going to influence Shiba Inu are going to be things like centralized exchange listings. We are currently waiting on eToro in the next 24 hours from I believe we're expecting some sort of announcement from eToro. And at some point, we're expecting Coinbase. Now, typically, when exchange listings happen, it's good to anticipate that prices spike. We know that recently when Coinbase listed us, or about to list us on Coinbase Pro, there was a 15% spike in price, and that's a similar sort of thing happened when we jumped on Binance. So we're generally expecting um, some of these exchanges to contribute to the price and the broader market cap, and also we expect, assuming that the broader crypto market begins to warm up its sentiments towards crypto, then these assumptions I'm going to factor those into our simulation and as our internal factors. So having said that, it's probably good to note that currently, if I look at the 3-month chart, I like looking at the 3-month chart because it gives us a good indication. As you know, that the biggest spike we had was in the period of May, and prior to that, we were at a very low sort of price point, and currently we are sort of consolidating between highs of about close to 10,000 Satoshi units and lows of about 5,000 Satoshi, 6 and 5s, and we seem to be oscillating between that. We call that a point of resistance, or consolidation, or support. Basically, what we expect to happen when we get more exposure, because when we get more exposure, most of this was from people who came in because of the meme boom caused by Dogecoin, and also the listing from Binance, which happened on the 10th of May. So anyway, we expect that with Coinbase and eToro and any other major listings, that this support line could potentially rise up here. So at factoring that in, I'm just going to put that in and say, I believe that we have the potential to at least be able to double this if all the factors come in play, let's say before December. So I'll say by September, if at least one of those exchanges has come in, if market sentiment permits, I'm going to try and double our market cap. So let's just put 3 billion. Okay, close enough. And I'll probably leave it at that. And if you see, our target has gone up to 17%. Now, if we can keep something like that fairly consistent, I'm just gonna maybe move it to 11 billion and see what that takes us at. And that's also being fairly optimistic, assuming that market conditions are good. So we now have a price of 29,046 at a market cap of 11, and we're only 37% of our goal. Now, the other factor which I think is the main factor which is going to cause the increase of all our Shiba Inu tokens, is actually ShibaSwap. I am a firm believer in what the Wolf paper says. It says here that we are dedicated to the building of the best decentralized ecosystem on the planet. It's important to note, guys, that ShibaSwap is barely 20 days old, and it's already got a TVL of half a billion, which is much better than a lot of the other exchanges had in their first months, several months even. So I definitely believe Shiba Inu there's the room, and this is certainly the platform, even if you don't clearly see it at the moment. I'll jump straight to this section here where it says, we will constantly scale this ecosystem to bring ever-increasing interested parties to the ShibaSwap platform. So that's the goal here. They want to bring ever-increasing interested parties to the ShibaSwap platform. So what does that mean? I'll quickly jump over here. So clearly this is ShibaSwap. ShibaSwap is the decentralized exchange which we now have, where people can earn rewards, monetary rewards in the form of cryptocurrency anyway, by burying or staking or yield farming in here. So I'll take us quickly to yield farming because I think this is primarily where most investors would be interested in because of the high APRs. I'll quickly show you to illustrate my point. I'll be transparent as usual. I'll show you my current holdings. As you know, um, the current value of my holdings is about 2,900, and the profit, which has been made in the form of bone, is 2.7. So if if my value at the moment is about 3,000 and it was able to get me this much in bone, um, and I would say I'm an entry level, um, investor. But the type of investor which will cause a significant spike in prices are institutional investors. The same sort of institutional investors who probably would have been part of our TVL here, going up to close to 1.5 billion and close to 2 billion before the end of the liquidity event. So what that means is, if I was to try and illustrate that, they typically, in order to get the best yield, they would have to buy high yielding pairs. And all high yielding pairs at the moment are Shiba Inu ecosystem pairs. For example, Leash ETH, Shib ETH, Shib Bone, Bone ETH, like those ones. They would have to buy combinations of those. And when they do that, that will effectively raise the price of the tokens, ecosystem tokens in general. If like currently at the moment, since the liquidity event has ended, I'm yielding about six bone a day, and that's dramatically lower than it was. But if you look at it like this, I'll just put it on a calculator: 6 bone a day at about $3. That's about 18. It's about $18 a day, and that's multiplied by about a month. That's $540 a month, assuming that the price remains the same. Now, if institutional investors, these are big companies and corporations who hold really large balance sheets of people who have invested their money with them, and they're expecting a good return. So as the world opens up to begin to know about the worlds of DeFi, they are able to you know 1000x my type of investment, and to easily drop in 3 million, for example, and with that they'll be getting returns of about 500,000 a month, just to put that in comparison. And obviously when enough of those happen, I'll factor that into my simulation, and I think those will contribute to us definitely improving our all-time high. We had an all-time high of 14 billion, but I think we have the strong potential up to double that. So I'm just gonna try get us to the double our all-time high. I think we were at 14. I'm gonna try and get us to as close as possible to 28. Let's just see. Looks like by May. That's not bad. Okay, that's at double our all-time high, assuming all the factors are in play of uh, um, good market acceptance, and also um, Shiba swap doing well. So at 94% of our goal, I'm going to leave it as it is. And let's move on to the next one. So we're going to jump to Leash. Oh, and just to check, let's see how we're going. You see how we are now in the green. We're currently totaling 32,000 in our simulation. Clearly made up most of Shib, but we'll just jump on. Okay, I'm just going to jump to this section here, and Leash more or less the same. If Leash gets listed on exchanges, the biggest issue with Leash is it has a high price point. So mostly retail investors will not find this particularly attractive because of the high price tag, because it has a low circulating supply. However, it is really good for institutional investors, because institutional investors will want part of the top dog pairs like Leash ETH and things like that. So it's likely there it'll be much easier for them to purchase some of these. The maximum marketing cap of Leash was about half a million. I think we can easily get that to 2 billion over the next year at some point, just to be conservative. So I'll put that at maybe say February. Let's put March, for example. I'm just going to put 2.1 billion. Okay, cool. So at the moment, that'll only keep us at 50%. So I'm going to try push that and see what happens if we double it. And I'll double it to maybe July. Okay, cool. So at a 4 billion market cap, if you see right now, the price for Leash is 40,000. That's because it has a really low circulating supply. So it's very it making it very volatile at a low price point. So that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to accumulate one Leash. So every time there's a dip, I try and increase my position to get to. I'm currently just a little bit over that. I've got 0.48 in, I think, buried, and the other portion is actually in digging pairs at the moment. So technically, I have a little bit more than that. So I'm going to leave that here as part of our simulation, and I'll quickly jump onto Bone. So I'm going to jump onto Bone. We know we've configured it, okay? So Bone, in my view, is where we can probably get the most growth. I don't think I've adjusted it here properly, but I think I wanted to. It should be 50,000. Okay, cool. Yeah, so 50,000. So for Bone, the Bone is the governance token for Shiba Inu, and governance token is exactly what Uniswap is. Uniswap and SushiSwap, this is its equivalent. If there's any equivalent, it'll be one of these tokens here. So I've gone here to Uniswap. This is Uniswap. Cool, and I've filtered it by all-time high, and I've filtered it by market cap. Now, if you remember from my previous video, we have data from about September 20th, 2020. And if we look, which is just after their launch, they launched in May. We'll just count the number of months. We've got September 1. Okay, I'll say that's 1 month, 2 months, November 3 months, December 4 months, January 5 months. I'll just go right to the end just to show you my logic. And here we have 31st of December, a market cap of 5 billion. So that's assuming that if everything remains the same, we should be able to get a market cap of 5 billion. And that's because a number of factors, like we have a bigger community, a larger number of holders. So it's possible that, I think it's within room for Bone to be able to jump. So let's try stretch our market cap to 5 billion as much as we can. Let's just say, I think it's actually even possible by December. So I'm going to add maybe 3.5 billion. No, that's too much. Okay, so at this point, looks like we've even exceeded our target. Looks like we have 108. It's probably more than we need. But I'll leave it at that. So basically, according to this, I need to adjust my circulating supply actually, because it would have been different. So I think by December, we probably would be at least 50%. And I'll be conservative. I'll probably adjust that. Maybe we'll be 52% by December. And here we go. So now we have we'll probably be at close to 91%. Let's see how we're tracking. Oh, by the way, I created a treat calculator. Treat is going to be the new token, which is going to come into the Shiba Inu ecosystem at some point. So in preparation for that, I've just prepared this calc, which we'll use later. And can you see now we're now close to our target? We're at 93%. And 93,000, and we are in the green, and that's pretty much as close as I can get. So in order to get 100%, let's just see what we can tweak. I personally think it'll come from Bone. So I'm going to put back that 300 million we took out before. And what does that mean? We're at 96,000. I still think it'll come from bone. Okay, from there, what I'll do is I know that I will be still yielding a number of bones, which I haven't factored in here. So between now and the next 6 months, let's just say I can accumulate 500 bones from burying and digging alone, which is entirely possible. I'll add 500. Let's see what that does. Yep. Okay. That puts us well and truly over our target, and we now have 117,000. In this simulation, it's not a prediction, guys, so it's just showing you what we can do with our forecasting tool here. So this is how, in my view, the best way to be able to reach your target goals is to use the full functionality of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, which is available, and to leverage off these tokens, which leverage off each other. So I hope you found this cool. I hope you found this interesting. Let me know if you have any other simulation you want me to run, and I can see what I can do for you. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace.